Hello, hi. Today I'm going to be talking about something a bit controversial. Today we're going to be talking about Lily Tino and her presence on social media. I've seen a lot of different videos on Lily Tino, and I honestly don't know where I stand with it all. Like, everything I've watched has been someone else's commentary with just Lily Tino inserted sometimes with some clips. I really wanted to see for myself and for you guys to come along on the ride with me to see what I think about Lily Tino and her content, really. And if I do think that there is some toxicity, if there is some weird behavior going on, or if most of it is what Lily Tino accuses people of, if that is just them being, transphobic in some way. I find this really interesting because, I'm a progressive girly. I love my dolls. And I believe in, freedom for all. People should be able to do what they want to do as long as they're not harming or exploiting other people in the process, or being just weird in general, and not weird in a good way. I'm sure you know what type of weird I'm talking about, which a lot of people have accused Lily Tino of. I'm going to say something controversial to some people, but I believe it is the truth. I don't care what Lily Tino has done. We will be referring to her as her because that is what she wants, and that is the least thing we could do. They want to be called, that is their right, and I'm gonna call them their pronouns because that is the least respect we can give. So if you're on here saying it's not a her, respectfully, off, really. It's just a bit ridiculous. But don't take that as I'm not going to point out odd behavior that I don't think is okay when we are reacting to some of her stuff. Now, I'm going to be watching her YouTube shorts, and I believe that these are just TikToks that have been uploaded to YouTube because she is way more famous on TikTok and has way more followers on TikTok than she does on YouTube. With all of that said, I'm just going to be scrolling through. I'm going to do oldest to newest and see what all the fuss is about, and to see if I find anything that strikes me as a bit weird. Okay.
I'm pretty in San Francisco, and today I ate half Lamar. I started with a blood orange tea with some lemon. It was very refreshing and a nice way to start the meal. Then I got plantain chips with an avocado dipping sauce. They were crunchy, salty, and everything I wanted in an appetizer. For my first course, I had a delicious...
This is not what I expected at first. I gotta be real with y'all. I had no idea she was about to pop out. She's a food critic. Also, let's talk about food critics, okay? What exactly do you need to do to become a food critic? Like, who says that your taste buds are the optimal taste buds to tell me that my food doesn't taste good? Like, did she go to school for this or something? Like, I'm confused. Also, that lipstick. Sorry, girl. We need to do something about that. I do not care about this at all. I did not even know she was a food critic, which makes me think that she's not actually a food critic. She's just saying that she is.
I'm getting my K-pops removed next week. Here are some questions I've been getting about how that works. The first question I get is, wait, don't you need your K-pops? They make...
What is with the little... Put the mic on you. Put the mic on you. Why do we hold the little mic? It is in your mouth. It's in your mouth. I would love to have one of those because you just clip it on you. But I do have one, but the quality is really bad. Also, are we doing this in public? I mean, no worries, I guess, but it's an odd thing to do in public, but sure. Is it an odd thing to do in I don't know.
Yes, but I'm taking medication right now that actually suppresses them from making testosterone.
Okay.
So, no, I don't need them. I take estrogen already. Next question I get is, will the stick still work if the K-pop is removed? Yes. They're not making testosterone even.
Why is she talking like we're children? I guess, is it so that she doesn't get flagged on anything? But I think you can openly talk about these things as long as you use maybe proper terminology.
Now, the K-pop stick works very well. So once they're gone, there won't be an issue. The next question is this removal basically step one of the big one, the big removal. You know what I'm saying? And the answer is no. I'm not really thinking too hard about that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. There's a lot of trans people out there who, you know, have kept their original genitalia. It doesn't, you know, sex and gender aren't necessarily, you know, I don't really like this whole take on that she needs to, you know, have, you know, be wanting and reaching to have the same genitalia as, you know, a cis woman, you know, a cis woman. I know people who they prefer to have what they were born with, and they just want to, you know, be known as a woman and dress as a woman, and I think that's fine. I don't think there's nothing inherently wrong with that. There's not. Just because it makes you uncomfortable doesn't mean it's necessarily wrong. And I could see why it would make people uncomfortable, because a lot of people are trans, you know, have transphobic tendencies and don't know it. And I think that is one of them, of where if someone wants to be, you know, if someone's transitioning and they are not necessarily exactly where they look exactly like what society would call a girl or what society would call a boy, then therefore they are, you know, just vying for attention or just vying for, you know, whatever. But they don't, you know, transitioning takes a long time, and, you know, you can still be respected. And, you know, I think it's all a respect thing. Honestly, if someone wants to be, you know, go by he or she or they, I don't really see why that hinders you and your life to respect them. So yeah, sure. I don't know about doing it in public, but then again, I don't know. I just think like there's a time and a place for these things. You know, I mean, if I'm sitting next to her, I probably wouldn't care, but I don't know. Is that bad of me to say? Is that a bad? You let me know in the comments. Like, I have no problem people telling me why, one, they think it's not appropriate, or two, why they do think it's appropriate. Just don't be mad if I recounter that statement, you know, if I don't agree with it.
You have been wondering about they, them pronouns. Today you are going to learn. Pronouns typically come in 3 different flavors. There's he, him, which is masculine. There's she, her, which is feminine. And then there's they, them, which is neither masculine nor feminine. So you might be thinking that you only use one flavor of pronoun. For example, I use she, her. But in reality, you also use they, them pronouns without even thinking about it. For example,
I don't know if I necessarily agree with this. I think it's kind of like, I think it's toxic in and of itself to say that someone has to go by they, them for them to be neither masculine nor feminine. You know, a person who goes by he, him can still have a lot of more feminine tendencies than masculine tendencies, but not want to change their pronouns. Like, is that fair to say? Like, I think that's fair to say. You know what I mean? Like, I think a woman could be very masculine in nature and still want to go by she, her. Like, I don't think that. Are they educated enough to be talking on this? Like, how long have they been transitioning for? And have they done, like, you know, psychology? And, like, I don't know. Like, I think, like, I know that she's going through it herself, but I think it would be healthier that she talk about her experience and her experience alone, unless this is something she has studied. Does that make sense? I feel like she is coming across like she is educating. It seems like she's trying to educate children, which would really bother me, because I do believe that she has an OnlyFans in her bio on TikTok, which is not appropriate to try and be reaching out to a child demographic if you're promoting corn. That's not cool. And also, are we educated enough to be... I think it would be better if she maybe spoke on her experience alone. This is how I feel. This is what I went through. Because I don't like the way that she's put this of like, he, him is masculine, she, her is feminine, them, they is people in between. You know, like, I mean, my partner is, you would look at him and think he's masculine, but he has a lot of feminine tendencies, and he would never really want to go by she, her, or they, them. Like, he wants to be he, him. So I don't think you can't speak for everyone in that sense. This is a really hard video to make. This is a really difficult video to make because I don't want to offend anyone, and I respect what anyone wants to do. But we do need to realize that there are lines that can't be crossed within, education and, boundaries and speaking for other people. I don't like that she's speaking for a whole,
Think about the game of Guess Who. Do you remember Guess Who, the childhood game with the cards and the guessing? In that game,
I am not this heavy of a breather. My display audio was so low that editing I had to. Turn it up so high you're picking upon every little sound. I am so sorry. I'm legit triggering myself editing this.
you might find yourself asking, do they have gray hair? Do they have big glasses? Do they have a big nose? You use they, them pronouns right there without even thinking about it. So if someone says their pronouns are he, him, it's actually short for he, him, they, and them. So when someone says their pronouns are they, them, they're not asking for anything new. They're just asking you to not use the pink and blue favored pronouns. If you have been wondering about they, them pronouns,
there are people who are like, maybe like someone like there are people who go by they, them, and she, her, right? And he, him, but also will use they, them. I don't know. I just don't like that she's speaking to us like she's stupid. Either she's trying to teach a child demographic, or she's speaking us to like she's stupid. And I don't think anyone should try to be teaching a child demographic unless you have the right certifications for it, and you have a clean background, which, I mean, she has a in her TikTok description. I don't know if I would want, I don't know. Yeah. I would really enjoy seeing her maybe just talk about her own experience. Like, I'm feeling a bit like, what is going on? I wonder if you guys can hear the crickets. It's very crickety, but the windows are open because it's so hot out today.
I swear, we're about to get back. Last summer, I got my cake pops removed, and the plan up until...
No, we're not. We are not at Disney. And the thing, no, we're not at... Are we at...
It was to get my marshmallow line, reconfigured into a marshmallow.
You can hear children in the background. No. Listen, doll. This is not the place. This is not the time. This is weird. It's giving weird.
Unfortunately, a few weeks ago, I noticed some hair regrowth on my marshmallow line.
What?
Because the outside of the lawn is...
Unless we are talking about the Marshmallow Man from like Ghostbusters, we don't need to be... We don't need to be...
What becomes the inside of the tunnel, so you don't want hair growing there.
I hear children in the background. I do. No, babe, we just need to go. We need to do this at home. Or anywhere but Disneyland. Anywhere but Disneyland. Do you know how this is making you look?
It's very uncomfortable. So I talked to my surgeon, and he said that it would be best...
Oh, I don't care what you guys say. This makes me uncomfortable. She is making me very uncomfortable right now. I'm sorry, whatever. Hate me. I don't care. This is making me uncomfortable.
Postpone the procedure until after hair removal is complete. This is obviously disappointing because I was really excited to have a marshmallow tunnel sooner. That being...
Wait. I thought she just said she doesn't care about having a marshmallow tunnel. I thought we wanted to keep the tunnel shut. No, I don't... What's going on?
He said it is still happening. We're just not sure when it's happening. Hair removal is a fickle thing, and it's really hard to predict when it will finish. But my hair removal technique.
Also, like, take the weirdness out of it or whatever. I don't, like, if I was just eating, like, if you don't find this weird, whatever, if I was just eating and someone was talking about hair next to me, I'd be like, yo, can we not? Because there's nothing. I think I'd rather find, like, a toenail in my fucking food than a hair. I don't know what. It's the pull out. And then I would start thinking about that. I would start thinking about it, and then I wouldn't be able to stop thinking about it, and then I get paranoid that there's something tickling in the back of my throat, and it's still tickling, and there might be a hair, and I would start panicking. Just no, let's eat.
Oh, I'm gonna get banned from Disney.
Well, okay, so when she says that she might get banned from Disney, there has to be an inkling of, like, this isn't the place to do this. So that makes me think she's being controversial on purpose, right? Like, she is particularly doing this. Like, she knows it's going to cause controversy, which doesn't sit well with me because I feel like you're trying to pull a certain demographic at that point. I don't know.
I think some people might be curious, what was the first thing that, like, went through your head when I came out?
I like her top here, though. I like the top.
That we support, that our love for you is the only important thing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, we don't need to come to this, I realize how much we see the world through gender. That really hit me. It just
I have no problems with these conversations in public. Yes, absolutely. Let's trans support all the way. The gay rights all the way. That sounded like really fake. Gay rights all the way. Queen. No, of course we can talk about this. I just don't think that we should be talking about hair and genitalia and when I can hear kids laughing in the background and when I'm eating. Just because, like, I don't want to think about hair. But I don't necessarily think that makes her a predator.
If the men... I was just in the women's room at the Cheesecake Factory, and when I walked in, there was this little girl, like 3 years old, tops. She was standing there alone, I assumed waiting for her parent, who was in the stall. And all the stalls were full. So, like, I couldn't go in, I just had to wait. And it was me and this little girl and no one else. And she kind of looked at me like, and, you know, I just, like, nodded my head and didn't look at her. I was, like, you know, kind of awkward. And it occurred to me that when the parent, who I don't know, leaves the stall, exits their stall, and sees me, a trans person, and their little 3-year-old daughter, that they might make an assumption based on untrue things that they've heard. An assumption that could be very dangerous for me, unsafe for me. So instead of waiting for that to potentially happen, I left the bathroom and decided I didn't need to pee that bad. Trans people.
But did they say anything? Did they do anything or did they say anything? It sounds like they didn't. It sounds like that was an assumption you were making. And if they did say something, I think this is a great time to, you know, speak up for yourself and say, no, I'm trans and I'm just going to go to the bathroom. And you just go to the bathroom. That's that. But it's a little bit, I feel like she's trying to make up scenarios at this point. Like, she's searching for scenarios. And that's a little bit odd to me. Like, I feel like there's enough oppression to go around. There's enough oppression to go around for everyone. I'm a woman, I know. And we don't need to be forcing scenarios because it sounds like nothing was said or done. And I feel bad for her. Like, I feel like she should be able to use the bathroom in the woman's bathroom if she considers herself a woman. And that's fine. But I don't know. I feel like she's searching for something. I don't know. Do you guys feel like she's searching for this? She's got to stop with this black lipstick. She's got to stop with this black lipstick. It's doing nothing for her. And it does not go with the earrings. It does not. It's driving me mad. I hate this lipstick. I'm sorry. I do. It's drying those lips. It's doing nothing for her lips.
Fancy looking. Cool. Coconut bread and pie. Cool. Oh, man.
Oh. Okay, let's watch it again. Let's watch it again if you guys didn't. Let's watch it again. Oh, I do feel bad for this person because you know that they didn't mean it. Oh, I feel bad for this person because you know they didn't mean it. But I feel bad for Lily too here because it's like, oh, dude, come on.
That is fancy looking. Cool. Coconut bread and pie. Cool. Oh, man.
Oh, I feel bad for them both. I feel bad. Oh, I feel bad for them both. I do. Ooh. Okay, I know, but he didn't mean it. She's getting really upset. And I kind of get it, but like we've got to understand that just give him a moment. Just give him a moment to adjust. Give him a moment. Okay. Okay, she's really...
Totally sucks the joy out of his bread tower. It makes me want to immediately leave.
Okay, well...
It's like, oh my God.
No, I don't think your guard needs to be up. Like, he said he was sorry. He went, I'm bad, and then my bad. And then he accidentally said, sir. But you could tell, like, he was sorry in his voice. And this is what I mean by, are we searching for content? Are we searching for rage bait? Because, like, you could tell that the guy felt bad. You really could. But I do understand maybe why that would throw you off a little bit. I don't know, guys. You're going to all have to help me out here. I really don't know how to feel.
We should be able to go to places and work. I don't think I really want this bread tower, actually. I think I would rather have a check. That's okay. I think that's the training. I'm supposed to say behind the board is not me.
He said, yes, ma'am. Look, he switched up. He said, yes, ma'am.
I don't think I really want this bread tower, actually. I think I would rather have a check. That's okay. I think that's the training.
Yeah, he said, yes, ma'am. We have to have room for improvement. There has to be room for improvement. There has to be room to let people change their behavior. There has to be, or society as a whole will never change if we don't give people the space to right their wrongs. And he did. He really did. I feel bad for him. I hope he doesn't get in trouble. I don't know with this girl. I don't. Because I just feel like she's searching to be angry. And that I don't appreciate.
Made it into Disney World. I don't really know what the deal is with bathrooms. You know, Florida is really conservative. I don't know what the rules are. Trans women are allowed to be in women's bathrooms, but I'm about to go and use the bathroom.
Yes, let's not record it though. No, I would not like someone recording in the bathroom while I'm in there. Just a privacy thing, I guess. Just hope she doesn't record it.
Bathroom and being in Florida or being in California or wherever isn't going to stop. So I will report back in a minute.
Okay.
I have hopefully tinkled without issues.
Stop saying tinkled. I really don't like that. Stop saying tinkled. She needs to just cut that from her vocabulary. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No tinkled, please. No peed. Pissed. Shit. Fart. No tinkled, please.
3 minutes laid down. That went as well as it could have gone. No one gave me any good.
Great!
Definitely no one stopped me. Walked away, found the stall. I peed standing up, which is something I'm sometimes a little self-conscious about.
Yeah.
Oh, is there someone peeing standing up there?
Yeah. I get what you.
It was fine.
Yeah, there you go.
When I left, and you know what? On my way out from the women's bathroom, I took a quick picture with someone who recognized me, and it was lovely.
Oh, great. Okay, not in the bathroom. Perfect.
Women's bathroom experience for trans women would recommend.
Okay. Awesome. I don't really know. I mean, we can't control I don't think Disney can necessarily control how people are going to react to you in the bathroom, but it's great that they make sure that you can go. But that seemed fine to me. I was under the impression she took videos in the bathrooms and that's why people hated her. But so far, I just think she's a bit rage baity. I don't like the talking about genitals at Disneyland, though. I really don't. I think it's weird. Sorry, kill me. Don't care. That's weird to me. But I just think she's a rage baiter. Absolutely. Let me know if you want me to do a part 2 to this. This is all I'm going to watch today. But yeah, let me know if you want me to do a part 2 of this and kind of do more of a deep dive on her, because she's a really hated person on the internet. I mean, she does have a fan base. I mean, she has 4,000. A lot worse. I just expected a lot worse. Maybe I need to do more research. Maybe we'll do another reaction. You let me know if you would like me to react to more of Lily Tino's TikToks. So far, this is what I believe. I believe she's actually a trans woman. She's not trans for rage bait. I don't think that. I think people should respect her pronouns. I don't think that there's anything wrong about sharing her experience. I do think that unless she's educated, she really shouldn't be trying to give people advice when it comes to maybe, you know, when it comes to any type of like surgeries or stuff like that. And I kind of feel like she talks in a way of she's trying to educate children. And again, I just wouldn't recommend that unless you are a professional or educated or a counselor, or a doctor. I mean, even if my young child came to me and said that they think that they're trans, I think that I would take them to see a psychologist, and for us to talk about it and see where, you know, my kid is at in life and what we need to do to go forward. I think that that would be the healthiest thing to do. And, you know, if the psychologist is like, you know, I think that this is something they really want, and, you know, we all just have really clear communication, then you know, we go from whatever I'm recommended to do there that's healthiest for my child. But I just think it's a little bit dangerous to try and bring in maybe a child demographic to teach this stuff if you're not necessarily qualified. It's just to stop the rage baiting, maybe stop talking about personal things in Disneyland, and maybe keep it to her journey solely instead of trying to reach and educate a certain demographic. I just don't think that's appropriate. But other than that, so far, I don't think she's the devil. Definitely not. But you guys in the comments, let me know what you think. I'm so interested to hear. Thank you so much for watching this. Like and subscribe if you would like to see more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.